Hey guys, what's going on? New week, new hero pool. This is batch number 2. The first one contained Huntress. This one contains the Prophet. So let's get right into it. First of all, I'm going to give Prophet a question mark. Now, this might be a little bit cheesy, but I'm going to be releasing another video talking specifically about Prophet and Huntress. So for now, I'll just leave it for a question mark as to whether or not you want to pull her. Preliminary results, she's around a 3. She's actually pretty good, and I would probably recommend getting her. But again, you take Prophet as you will. So moving on, we have the Shadow. Now the Shadow's a shooter, kind of front row shooter hero. He's gotten a lot of flack in the past because he sucked. He's been reworked a little bit. He's been buffed and actually just fixed. His main skill wasn't even working at all, apparently. And his second skill got buffed a decent amount. Shadow's pretty bad. I mean, he's not terrible. He's not a 1 like everybody makes fun of him for. He's probably a solid 2. You can use him Shadow Hunk Nomad. It's actually a pretty decent combo. I've had a lot of success with it. But that's kind of it. You don't really use Shadow anywhere else. And overall, he's just not that good. He's a decent tank. He has a lot of evasion. He also has HP. And then his 8th ability is kind of all about tanking. So he's a pretty good tank, actually. But he just doesn't really do enough. He has no CC. His 5th ability is solid. It's actually not bad. Transfusion Strike. But it's just not good enough, really. He just doesn't do enough. I do like the fact that he gives plus 40% might. It works really well for Nomad. But like I said, he's just not amazing. Pretty much the only combo that you use in Shadow is, like I said, Shadow, Predator, Nomad. I've tried some other combos with Shadow. It's just to varying degrees of low, mediocre success. I do keep trying to use Shadow, but it seems like he's pretty much relegated to the bench for now. So let's move on. We have Wrath. Now Wrath is a support vehicle hero, but he can basically be flexed anywhere. You can run him in the front row. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can run him middle or back row, and it works quite well, actually. Now Wrath is probably one of the top 3 heroes in the game. And when I say probably, I mean definitely. At the current moment, in the current meta. Again, this is subject to change, but right now, at the release of this video, Wrath is probably the second best or first best hero in the game. Tech Priestess, Wrath, and probably Death Rider are the top 3 kind of heroes in the game. So in any case, Wrath's main thing is he has this reflecting armor ability. It's enormous, as you can see, but essentially it just means whenever he puts this on everybody, on all of his teammates, and whenever they take damage, they get a stack of this kind of reflecting armor. Once this reaches enough stacks, the next damage that it takes, it basically just counters that damage. So if you're about to take 10,000 damage from, let's say, a Hummingbird, 8th ability or 8th skill, it's going to reflect that 10,000 damage onto Hummingbird. It's very, very OP, and also it has a 30% chance of completely resetting it, which is just OP. So Wrath, this reflecting armor skill, just in general, really, really good skill. It's new, it's fresh, it's exciting. No other hero has something like this. I think they did a great job on Wrath, and as such, he's OP. Furthermore, the rest of his abilities don't really matter that much. Shattering Fist is basically just to charge up reflecting armor. It attacks his own teammates, actually. And then Thunder Fury is pretty solid, actually. It reduces troop recovery by 25%. What this means is basically if the enemy hero decides to recover, let's say 1,000, it'll do only 750 healing. But this also is a double-edged sword. It works for friendly and enemy squads, and then it increases for enemies later on. But the most important thing about Wrath is this reflecting armor. He has increased vehicle damage, which is okay. He does decent damage, actually. Surprisingly decent damage. And then he, kind of just is a jack of all trades. So Wrath, top 3 hero in the game for sure. definite 4 out of 4. Like him alone in a pool makes that pool worth going for. So let's move on. Next up we have Glutton. Now Glutton has also gone through a couple changes. Glutton used to be Gluttony. He used to be a little bit worse. And then I think he was overpowered, and then he's been buffed and nerfed several times, reworked a little bit. So Glutton is a defense fighter. He's a front row hero. He really, really has to be in the front row, and this actually plagues him fairly significantly. But he's a really, really good tank. He has a counterattack, 50% chance to counterattack for 150, and he basically just takes less skill damage to make it more tanky, or he has a chance to at least. His 5th ability, he also applies a troop recovery block, so you don't actually really need to mix and match. Like, you don't need to run Glutton and Wrath, for example. Glutton's going to do kind of enough, and this generally is going to apply to the front row, which normally they're the ones who are healing the most. So pretty cool. There's also a 70% chance to bestow Clear-Minded to your back row, and this is really, really important for Glutton. This is kind of what makes Glutton cool. It basically makes the back row hero, so let's say Hummingbird or Death Rider or Nomad or whomever, it makes them immune to Silenced, Disarmed, Suppressed, and Confused, so CC. And that lasts for 1 turn. This is really, really good because some heroes get absolutely shut down by CC. Hummingbird, Scarlet Siren, etc. Death Rider, actually, it doesn't matter for him. He's already immune, and Nomad, he's usually out of range. But for somebody like Hummingbird, this makes Hummingbird fit in the meta. He gets plus HP, obviously. He's a great tank, like I said, plus resistance. And then his 8th ability is kind of interesting, but this is what forces him to be in the front row. If this hero squad is in the front row, all allied squads take 20% less damage for the first 3 turns. And then on turn 4, 40% of the damage dealt by your back row squad is converted into healing. Now, people have been confused about this for so long. The localization, the translation was terrible for a long time. It basically just means, let's say we're on turn 5. If Hummingbird does 10,000 skill damage, Glutton is going to heal for 4,000. That's all. It's pretty easy now when you know what it is. But he has to be in the front row for both of these. It's very bizarre that they're really pushing him into the front row, but I think he might just be a little bit overpowered if he wasn't. If you could flex him in the middle row, he might be incredibly good. But Glutton goes well in a lot of combos. He's a very versatile hero. The problem is he has to go in the front row, like I said. But he goes well with, you can do Glutton, Cannon, Siren. You can do Glutton, Kami, Death Rider. You can do Glutton, Cannon, Bird, Glutton, Tech Bird. He goes well with a lot of heroes, like I said. He's a pretty solid hero. Honestly, you can even do Glutton, Predator, Nomad, and it's fine. It's not amazing, but it works to a decent degree. So Glutton's overall a 3. Solid hero. You'll probably use him, but that might actually be changing a little bit, where Glutton is kind of leaving the meta, sort of. There's a lot of troop recovery blocks, so Glutton kind of gets hurt by that now. And there's just sort of better frontline options, Tech Priestess, Kamikaze, etc. So overall, honestly, a really good pool, especially if you want to go for profit. This pool is fantastic, or if you want to go for Wrath, this pool is fantastic. It's probably the best possible ways to get these heroes. There's only 4 heroes. I don't know why I held up 10 fingers, but there's only 4 heroes in this pool, which makes your opportunity for maxing out these heroes really strong. As always, I generally do not recommend pulling unless you have a significant amount of tickets. For a pool like this, 1,000 will basically get you every single hero if you started from scratch. If you have, let's say, if you need 2 copies of Wrath, you'll want to pull at around 500, more or less, depending on, your forte for gambling. Now, all of these heroes, let's talk about the skill order to unlock. Prophet, you want to unlock the 8th ability. Shadow, you actually also want to unlock the 6th ability. I don't know why I said also, but you want to unlock his 6th ability. Wrath, you want to unlock his 8th ability first. Glutton, you want to unlock his 6th ability first. Now for Glutton, it doesn't actually matter too much. You can unlock his 8th or his 6th. It's okay either way. They're pretty similar, but I would generally recommend unlocking his 6th ability first. So that's about it, guys, for the new hero pool. It's a pretty damn good hero pool in my opinion. 4 heroes for the new hero and for Wrath. It really can't be beat. It doesn't really matter, even the percentages, calculating the other heroes. Shadow and Glutton, they could be Patriot and Wanderer, and this pool would still be really, really good. So that's about it for this video, guys. I'm going to be fast releasing more videos. So I will be wearing the exact same attire, and I'll be looking exactly the same, beautiful as ever. I'm kidding, obviously. But in any case, guys, let me know if you're going to pull for this pool, or if you already have. I already have, and I have my pulls before. I'll actually probably post that. It was in a live stream, but I'll probably post that separately. Anyway, I'm rambling like always. Let me know what you guys get in this pool, if you're lucky or if you're unlucky. The worst I've seen so far to max out profit is 1150. Yeah, so that's that. I maxed out at 920. So let me know your guys' results. Okay, guys, that's about it. I'll see you in a bit. Take care. Have fun. Good luck if you're going for the pool, and if you already did, enjoy. All right, guys, take care. Peace.